News 5 Investigates is getting answers after a Colorado Springs homeowner called 911 for help after being attacked outside of her house. But in a bizarre twist, she wound up getting arrested. Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Ross is live downtown this afternoon with newly obtained evidence showing prosecutors and police may have went after the wrong person. Eric.
Allison, good afternoon. So far, the 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office has not dropped charges against a woman we now know is the victim of an early morning assault. Both she and the suspect were on scene when officers showed up. Both have different stories about what happened, but only one person's version matches what was captured on home surveillance cameras.
We were sleeping and I heard the loud noises, loud car noises, like a muffler not on, but maybe even louder. So I waited for it to pass, but it kept on leaving, coming back, leaving, coming back.
A neighbor's surveillance cameras captured a suspicious vehicle at 5 in the morning on Lisa Floyd Street. Video shows this car going up the road, then in reverse, and moments later, another camera angle captures the same white sedan parking in front of a neighbor's mailbox. The driver gets out before getting back inside the car. Lisa had a hunch something just wasn't right, so she put on her robe and glasses, grabbed her phone, and went outside.
I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm delivering mail." And I said, at 5 in the morning, I said, "This has been going on since 3:30.
Lisa threatened to call police if the woman didn't leave the neighborhood.
So I walked around, went to take the picture. She jumped out of the car and started hitting me.
This camera angle shows as Lisa goes around the back to take a picture of the license plate, a woman gets out of the car.
She had knocked off my glasses and my phone.
We counted a total of 5 punches before the woman realizes she didn't put her car in park, which rolled down the hill and hit 2 other parked cars. That's when Lisa dials 911.
I was just assaulted by some girl out here in a car saying she was delivering. Now she's hit another car.
The commotion woke up her next-door neighbors. Unsure of what was going on, Larry Guba came out with a World War II handgun. He says he saw Lisa in the street and the suspicious woman in her car trying to leave.
The lights came on, the engine started, and she was backing out. And that's when I put the gun up to the window and said, "Get the keys out of ignition, get out of the car," because Lisa had called down to me from the top of the hill that, "Don't let her leave, I've been assaulted." I had no idea whether she had been knife shot or what was going on. So I thought I had done well.
Not so, according to investigators. Larry, a senior citizen with no criminal record, now facing prison time for felony menacing. Lisa charged with disorderly conduct for fighting in public, even though surveillance video shows she did not throw the first punch. Her attacker, later identified as Nia Smith, was served a summons for disorderly conduct and careless driving and was allowed to leave. Lisa is frustrated not only that she got charged with a crime, but that her neighbor could be locked up.
He was protecting his neighbor, me, who was just assaulted, and there was a crime that was just committed. He did nothing wrong.
She says investigators got it all wrong and believes they dropped the ball on the accident Smith caused when her car rolled down the hill.
They didn't verify her insurance. So my other neighbors, that the cars that she hit, have had little recourse.
The neighbor whose cars were damaged didn't want to go on camera, but told me over the phone that the insurance information Smith gave to police and her is bogus. And court records show less than 1 year ago, Smith was charged and convicted of driving without insurance. At the time of this accident, Smith told police she was delivering papers, but nowhere on the surveillance video did we ever see her toss a paper out of the car. Is it a crime if somebody does provide false insurance information to law enforcement?
There would certainly be a crime if somebody knowingly provided false information or provided information showing us they had insurance that when in fact they were not insured.
Lisa believes police arrested the wrong people. Police admit at the time Lisa was charged with disorderly conduct for fighting, they did not have the surveillance video that we got.
We were unaware of that video at that time that investigation took place.
But whether police are in the right or wrong doesn't make any difference once someone is charged.
Once somebody has been arrested and those charges have been filed, we can't drop a case. That's not within our purview. That would have to be done by the court system.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. What it appears happened is you have 2 different versions of what happened. And at that time, law enforcement couldn't make an accurate determination of who really was at fault. So rather than argue on the side of the street, both people get issued citations, and now it's up to the courts to determine who's at fault.
That's very close, I would say. Officers have to have enough probable cause to make that arrest. Obviously, the officer is doing the best they can at that point in time with the information they have to make that determination about probable cause, but they are not the jury. That's really what the court system is for. So obviously, if you get arrested and you feel that you're arrested incorrectly or that there's other factors, that is what court is for, to go to explain. That's part of our judicial system.
Despite surveillance video appearing to show Lisa was the victim of an assault, she says the DA's office just tells her that she'll have her day in court.
Just go to your court date. You'll just have to go and play the video for the judge. And I was like, yes, but in the meantime, that's a long time, and that's a charge hanging over me, which causes other issues. And I said, you know, why should I have to? I shouldn't have had the charge in the first place.
And back out here live outside the DA's office, a spokesperson for the district attorney says this is all part of an active case, so there's really not a whole lot they could say on the record. However, that spokesperson did tell me that the prosecutor in charge of Lisa Floyd's case does have the same surveillance video. Still, this case appears to be going through the court system, because when I checked court records this afternoon, Lisa now has a pre-trial readiness conference scheduled for next month, so it is certainly a case we will have to keep a watchful eye on. Allison?
All right, Eric, I want to go back to the neighbor who tried to help Lisa Floyd and is facing a felony menacing charge. What's happening with his case?
That's a great question, Allison. That particular charge is not being dropped, and so far, Mr. Guba has spent more than $8,000 in legal fees. Now, a lot of people want to know what exactly is a felony menacing charge, so I walked you through that particular charge on our website. All you have to do is go to KOAA.com and click on the News 5 Investigates tab. Allison?